Well, hello everyone and happy Monday. It's digital host A.J. Wuest welcoming you back to Before the Four. I hope everyone had an awesome weekend this Saturday and Sunday. I know we ran into quite a bit of not the best weather yesterday moving into overnight. But before that, I would say it was a pretty beautiful weekend out there. But I say it every day. Wherever you're watching Before the Four today, whether it's on Facebook, YouTube, or the 48 Now live stream, as always, I gotta say it, thank you so much for watching and spending just a bit of your Monday afternoon here. Now, of course, I was talking about the weather. Let's begin with the weather. It was a 48 first alert weather day. For both yesterday and this morning. Overnight, we saw heavy rain and severe thunderstorms here across the Tennessee Valley. But now, as we move into this week, record-setting highs are expected. We have 48 first alert meteorologist Chelsea Aaron, who gives us a look at what she's seeing.
Yeah, AJ, much of the rain has dissipated across the region. Can't rule out the exception of an isolated shower or two as we head into the evening hours, but much drier and cooler air will start filtering in behind this cold front. Still dealing with a lot of cloud cover. Live look at Decatur, where temperatures are slightly cooler, ranging anywhere from the lower 70s into the lower 50s. Temperatures will continue to cool quite quickly as we head overnight and early on Tuesday, and winds will be breezy at times out of the north-northwest with occasional gusts as high as 15 and 20 miles per hour. Expect mostly clear skies overnight with morning lows on Tuesday diving into the upper 30s and lower 40s. I highly recommend grabbing a light layer before you head out the door, but abundant sunshine will be warming us up quite nicely. High temperatures on Tuesday will likely be warmer than today, ranging in the lower and middle 70s, and enjoy this brief reprieve in the active pattern because several more chances for showers and storms will be possible throughout the rest of the week. We are watching for a low chance of strong to severe storms arriving late Wednesday evening and early on Thursday. Right now, this is quite a conditional threat because the worst of the weather very well could stay to our north and west. We will continue to fine-tune these details and update you in the days ahead, so pay close attention to the latest forecast updates.
And yep, April, a lot of uncertainty around April, that is for sure. But make sure you tune in tonight at 9:30 and get the latest weather update from Chelsea Aaron on Weather Extra. It is a brand new stream we've been starting lately. And yes, you can watch it here on Facebook, YouTube, or the 48 Now live stream. Wherever you're watching Before the Four, you can find Weather Extra. And certainly as we move into April, it would be a good thing to keep in the back of your mind, without a doubt. But now in state news out of Dothan, where earlier today we learned that a suspected tornado hit a school this afternoon, causing a lot of damage to the roof. Now this happened at Dothan Preparatory Academy. Officials say a roof fell on 5 students, but fortunately, no one has been reported seriously injured. Dothan fire officials say 2 of those students were treated at a hospital, but only suffered minor injuries. This is all the information we have on this situation at this time, but stay tuned to our evening newscast for any updates we might have. But now in Madison County, where we learned that the mother of a newborn baby who was found in a dumpster has now been indicted. Sydney Crow, who you're seeing on screen, is accused of throwing her baby into the dumpster of Wally World Mini Mart. This was along Point Mallard Drive in Decatur back in 2023. She was arrested 3 days later and charged with abuse of a corpse. She was booked into the Morgan County Jail on a $200,000 bond. A Morgan County grand jury indicted Crow on the charge last month. Now at this time, a court date has not been set up, but stay tuned to Channel 48 for the latest regarding this situation. As soon as we learn more, we'll keep you updated. Well, Oakwood University here in Huntsville has named its new president. Dr. Gina Spivey Brown was chosen as the 12th and first female president in school history. She had previously served as the Dean of the College of Nursing and Allied Health Sciences at Howard University for the past 10 years. Spivey Brown will officially start her new role on July 1st. The current school president, Dr. Leslie Pollard, starts his new job. Pollard had served as president for the past 15 years. But speaking of new roles, Decatur police are still searching for their new chief of police. This comes after former Decatur Police Chief Todd Pinion stepped down earlier this year as Nadis Carlisle stepped up as the interim chief. 48's Noah Cowell lets us know how the search is going so far.
The Decatur City Council is meeting on Monday to decide who they want to interview, according to our partners at the Decatur Daily. 18 applications have been accepted. The city's HR director, Rochelle Sandlin, says 10 of those 18 are being seriously considered to replace former Chief Todd Pinion. 6 of them have experience being the chief in other cities, but none of the applicants are members of the DPD.
The community is divided right now over the issue, and we're a town that's growing. We're having more diversity than we've ever had, and we need a police chief, I think, that is going to understand and get to know the people in Decatur.
Nadis Carlisle, who is serving as interim chief, apparently did not apply, even though he expressed interest in the job a few weeks ago. 6 applicants were recommended to the city council, 4 of whom are from Alabama. Mike Izzo is one of them, a former Huntsville police captain and brigadier general in the Alabama Army National Guard. Ahmad Martin is another, who is currently on the Lawrence County Commission after serving 13 years in their sheriff's office. Local residents say it's important for the new chief to have this type of experience, and this decision could be the most important thing the city makes for the foreseeable future.
He's coming into a position where there is so much divide and divisiveness that he needs the experience of the leadership that a chief would require. It's been unfortunate for all of us, but we're on the rebound and we're coming back, and they're going to make the right choice.
And of course, that Decatur City Council meeting will be tonight. But now moving over to Madison County, we recently learned that U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, has identified around 4% of Madison County jail inmates as illegal aliens, many of which have extremely violent backgrounds while here in the state of Alabama. They are currently placed on what is called an ICE hold. 48's Nick Ballinger explains.
Out of the nearly 1,200 inmates at the Madison County Jail, ICE has identified 45 of them are here illegally. That's nearly 4% of the jail's population. They're being held here on what's called an ICE hold.
If you come here to our community and you commit crimes and you're not documented and you're not supposed to be here, you're going to be charged and you're going to be dealt with by the letter of the law.
Madison County District Attorney Tim Gann says when an undocumented person commits a crime, local law enforcement notifies ICE. They're then held in the jail until they either make bond or stand trial.
Now, if one of those 45 were to make bond, ICE is not going to allow them to walk in our community free waiting trial. They're going to deport them immediately.
If they make bond, ICE can deport them, but if they do get sentenced and go to prison,
and the second they get finished, ICE is going to take them and send them back.
We're not doing this and going, I bet they're not supposed to be here. They're committing serious, heinous crimes.
Take these 4 as an example. Michael Gedeon, charged with murder. Salvador Rodriguez, charged with drug trafficking. Lester Cruz, murder and assault. Or Gilmar Huinack, with a laundry list of charges from human trafficking to traveling to meet a child for sex. Patterson says in the past, ICE didn't always pick them up in the 48 hours they're held after release.
Under the Biden administration, it was 1 or 2 out of 10. Under this current administration right now, they're taking everything we got.
So these 4, along with 41 others, wait patiently in the Madison County Jail until they can be tried for their crimes and more than likely deported.
And now you all might remember him on TV last month during President Trump's address to the joint session of Congress. Mr. Jeff Denard, of Decatur, of course. He was invited to the address and even shouted out by the president. 48's Noah Cowell checked in on him over the weekend. Take a look.
Here today is a proud American steelworker, fantastic person from Decatur, Alabama, Jeff Denard.
President Trump told Jeff Denard's story at the joint session of Congress in early March, saying tariffs help protect American steel jobs like his, and Denard and his wife Nicole were there to see it.
2 months ago, I never would have thought I would be sitting in the Capitol building and doing what we done. Just being able to be there and President Trump acknowledging myself was definitely an honor.
Denard's story started at Nucor Steel over 25 years ago. He's worked there since then, joining their storm relief groups and serving as the fire captain at Trinity Fire Department. But some of Denard's most rewarding work has come in the last 3 years, where he and his wife have fostered over 40 children as managers of a Christian ministry organization.
The Circle Ranch is a place where children can come and feel safe while they have been placed here. Every child out there needs love, discipline, and structure. And here at the Circle Ranch, we try to do that.
Denard says he never expected to receive this type of honor. But earlier this month, his coworkers at the Trinity Fire Department say there's no one more deserving.
All about community, all about helping people, all about serving God, just any way that he can. He's always the hands and feet.
Even with this recognition, Denard says it won't change what he set out to do.
Our little motto is love God, love people, and serve both. And that's exactly what me, my family, and the families out here at the Circle Ranch try to do. There can be a lot of hate in the world, but just show people you love them and do that each and every day.
And certainly a great motto there. Love that man's mindset. Awesome, awesome, awesome. But now beekeepers here in the Yellowhammer State are buzzing about their concerns regarding honeybee health this year. These local beekeepers say over 1 million colonies have been lost. 48's Claudia Peppenhorst has details.
What's the buzz when it comes to honeybee health? Experts are reporting that the bee industry is in a fragile state after commercial beekeepers started reporting a startling statistic.
Reports started coming in that there was an alarming amount of honeybee colony losses.
A nationwide survey from June 2024 to February 2025 revealed that over 1.1 million honeybee colonies were lost. Commercial operations reporting a 62% colony loss. Why?
We don't know.
Matthew Maliko with the Honeybee Health Coalition says right now the loss is a mystery. But the USDA currently has an investigation underway as to why this is happening. Until they find the cause, concerns continue to rise for pollination and agriculture.
If there aren't enough bees to pollinate the fruits and vegetables that we eat, then the cost of the pollination services will go up. And that's going to be a cost that's passed on to the farmer and ultimately could be passed on to the consumer.
The new report has several beekeepers on high alert, but how do you keep a hive safe from the unknown?
Keeping your bees alive any way you can, feeding them, medicating them when they need it, as opposed to medicating them just willy-nilly is very important.
Meet Keith Fletcher, a Madison County hobbyist beekeeper. He allowed me the chance to truly understand what it takes to care for a hive. So Keith here was kind enough to lend me an extra suit, so I'm going to suit up and we're going to get an up-close look at those bees. You ready, Keith?
Yes.
All right, let's do it. He's been keeping bees since 2007 and currently has around 10 colonies. Let's go. Let's do this. But why does he do it?
It's a fun hobby.
But not an easy one. Fletcher says, like those commercial beekeepers, he's no stranger to colony loss.
My losses will range anywhere from 20% a year to as much as I've lost as many as 70% of my colonies.
Fletcher says loss is just a part of beekeeping. You just have to keep an eye on nutrition, treatment, and pesticides. As for what you can do to help,
The biggest thing that we can do now before we get the answers is to buy local honey.
This can help sustain the beekeeping industry during uncertain times. And the big takeaway from this story, 3 words. You ready, Keith?
Yeah.
Buy local honey.
That's right, buy local honey. Awesome story there. And I know if my dad is watching right now, he was definitely listening closely to that one as he is a beekeeper himself. We have a couple hives back at my home in Georgia. But awesome story there. But now coming up after the break, pollen. It's already here and I'm certainly feeling it a little bit. We'll talk about how this stuff can mess up your fresh new paint job on your car, mammograms, new technology offered at one local hospital, and the latest in national politics, and an incredible story about strength, love, and determination. You're just not going to want to miss it. It's all ahead. I'll be right back in 1 minute. All right, the time is up. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Before the Four. One of those not so fun things about the spring, pollen. We're already seeing some of it, and it's only going to get worse in April. Experts say the yellow stuff covering cars is more than just a nuisance. It can cause problems with how cars look and function. Pollen is abrasive, so AAA Alabama says it can scratch car paint under the right conditions, which would of course decrease the vehicle's value. Clay Ingram with AAA told WBRC's Brady Talbert that pollen can get into air filters, clog them up, and affect the engine performance. Ingram says AAA recommends paying close attention to how much pollen and dirt is on cars, but don't overdo it. That's very important. Take a listen.
This time of year, you can wash it one day and it'll be covered again the next day. So you don't want to run it through a car wash every single day, because the car washes can, over a period of time, be somewhat bad for your paint as well. So you want to be smart about it, every few days, once a week maybe, something like that, to be sure that you're keeping your paint as free from dirt and debris and pollen as possible.
And now in national news, President Trump making headlines. In an exclusive phone interview with NBC News, he now says he's not joking about the possibility of serving a third term. And in a rare move, says he's very angry with Russian President Vladimir Putin. NBC senior White House correspondent Gabe Gutierrez with the latest.
This morning, President Trump is not ruling out the possibility of seeking a third term, even though it's prohibited by the Constitution's 22nd Amendment. He's joked about it at rallies.
It will be the greatest honor of my life to serve not once, but twice, or 3 times, or 4 times.
But now, in an exclusive phone interview with NBC's Kristen Welker, he says that there are, quote, methods for doing so, and that a lot of people want me to do it. Asked to clarify, he said, I'm not joking, but added it is far too early to think about it. Asked about one possible method, Vice President J.D. Vance running for president and then passing the baton if he won, Trump responding, quote, well, that's one, but there are others too. The president later speaking on Air Force One.
I don't want to talk about a third term now, because no matter how you look at it, we got a long time to go.
President also threatening extra tariffs on Russian oil, telling NBC News by phone he was, quote, very angry and pissed off at Russia's President Putin for criticizing Ukrainian President Zelensky.
Supposed to be making a deal with him.
And after slapping 25% tariffs on all foreign-made cars, Trump telling NBC News he couldn't care less if foreign automakers raise prices. Wall Street now bracing for another potentially wild week, with President Trump's new reciprocal tariffs on other countries set to take effect Wednesday.
We have Liberation Day, as you know, on April 2nd.
Meanwhile, with protests at Tesla dealerships growing nationwide, overnight the company's CEO, top Trump ally Elon Musk, holding a town hall in Wisconsin ahead of a crucial state Supreme Court election tomorrow. Democrats are accusing Musk of trying to buy the seat. The billionaire has offered money to voters there who are willing to sign a petition against, quote, activist judges. Musk handing out million-dollar checks last night.
This is one of those things that may not seem that it's going to affect the entire destiny of humanity, but I think it will.
Well, new technology at Decatur Morgan Hospital is helping women receive more accurate and less invasive mammograms and breast biopsies. The new technology is called the Hologic Affirm Breast Cancer Biopsy System. Doctors are using it to make it easier for everyone involved, doctors and patients. The machine makes breast biopsy time shorter and allows doctors to see issues easier. When doctors are performing the biopsy, another machine sucks the tissue samples from the procedure and x-rays them right away. 48 Sarah Grace Kennedy spoke with surgeon Randy Buckner, who says he's excited to see how the new technology is already helping women get quicker, real-time results. Take a listen.
Well, what we would do is we'd go around in a circle before, okay, and then we would get mammograms afterwards and say, oh, I think we got those microcalcifications. But we would have to take it to a different room to mammogram that specimen or x-ray it to be sure the microcalcifications were in there. This just allows us to do that in real time with each biopsy.
Very awesome stuff there. And now today on the good side, a mom in Nebraska has had a long journey to recovery from a rare disease. Long as in years and also in miles. Local News Live's Taryn Vanderford has a story of strength, love, and an unbreakable bond.
They say laughter is the best medicine. And these two couples have shared plenty of it, along with plenty of tears. You see, a stranger, more than 4,600 miles away, is now family, connected to a Lincoln woman through blood.
Regina and I say one blood.
Regina Palmer is an aplastic anemia survivor, thanks to Achim Krause, a banker from Germany, who banked his bone marrow and saved her life.
Obviously, him saving my life is the most incredible thing. That he turned out to be the person that he is and that his family are the people that they are is huge bonus points.
Aplastic anemia is a rare but serious blood condition that occurs when your bone marrow cannot make enough new blood cells for your body to work normally. It can develop quickly or slowly, and it can be mild or serious. For Regina, it was serious.
So 2008 was when the first diagnosis was.
At that time, doing a bone marrow transplant was most successful if you did it within your own family.
5 of my siblings matched each other, and I'm a different type, and then my older brother is a different type. So we decided not to go the transplant route because doing an unrelated donor at that time was too risky.
Instead, Regina did a series of drug treatments in the hospital. At that point, her counts came back, and she thought she was cured. They had a second child. Fast forward to 2018, the day before Thanksgiving. She was feeling tired and weak again.
They drew blood work again, and it was back.
Her doctor sent her to the Buffett Cancer Center in Omaha for further treatment. It was recommended that a transplant needed to happen.
They went to the registry, the National Bone Marrow Registry. No one within the United States was a match.
Doctors decided to go international, and 3 people were preliminary matches. But the first 2 came back, not a complete match.
And so at that point, we were all starting to get a little worried. I was living off of transfusions. I was getting a blood transfusion at that point roughly every 3 days.
Thankfully, the final person on the international registry was a match. That was Achim. And after a few years, Regina could finally learn more. She emailed her donor.
Seeing his name come across in my email as a response was a lot of emotions that came over me. When we went to Germany to his home in the village of Heidenbach, that was my very first time hearing his voice, seeing his face. Again, another very emotional moment.
And now Achim's family came to visit Regina's family here in Lincoln. They toured the Buffett Cancer Center, attended a Pius football game, and came here to the state capitol. And Achim even had to get ready for this interview.
I asked her, what is tomorrow? She told me, be cool, nothing. It's only a TV interview for you. Oh, I had a good sleep.
And Regina, a hairstylist, made sure he was ready.
I have a fresh haircut from Regina. Yes.
A casual time for 2 families to spend together, expressing gratitude for a life saved and a new family formed through a selfless act.
We feel that it's only the match of our blood, it's a match of our families.
Reporting in Lincoln, Taryn Vanderford, 1011 News.
Incredible story there, without a doubt. And we have just enough time for a little bit of Facebook fun. Our 48 Facebook question of the day. Of course, what is a good money-saving hack? Money! You gotta love it. Let's see what you all had to say. Let's see. Darlene said, buy in bulk and freeze in the store. That's some good advice there. Don't save it, invest it, even if that means investment in you. I like how you think, Daniel. That is an awesome comment there. Karen said, I am lucky enough to have a small garden, so I freeze or I can veggies, buy meat in bulk, cut down and go out to eat, budget wisely. Great advice there. Pick up coins on the ground. That's a way to make money, and if you save those coins and put them in a little piggy bank, you can definitely save a lot of money there. I make an online grocery order even if I don't do pickups. Smart. Plan ahead of time, plan for the week. Very smart stuff. Use the Huntsville-Madison County Public Library for free books, ebooks. Very good. Take advantage of those resources without a doubt. We'll continue on today's 48 Facebook question tomorrow in tomorrow's Facebook Fun. But that's just about all the time I have in today's Before the Four. But thank you all for sticking around and spending a bit of your Monday afternoon here. I hope you all have a great night. Do something fun, enjoy tonight's evening newscast, and as always, thank you so much for watching. You all have a great night.